recording.
Why does our White Knight Paladin have like 90 million lockpicks?
Don't question me.
No.
Okay. Alright, so we're live, and there's no one watching, which is fine, but what I'm gonna do is, we'll just, I'll do like a recap, I guess? 1 second. My music audio is real loud.
Yeah, it is. I don't know why.
That's not the paladin you're looking at, by the way.
Oh.
Alright. Alright, okay, so in the first session, you guys learned that essentially, well, you as the players learned that in this world, there's a few days of history missing from like a little over 800 years ago. It was right after this huge battle took place, this battle between these three faceless heroes who no one seems to know anything about, and this, like, essentially this renegade angel who wanted to enslave the world. The three faceless heroes won, and because of that, the world has been able to live without being under the rule of this angel and his armies. But again, several hundred years have passed. No one even knows what happened. No one knows what, the history that transpired over the few days following, and pretty much no one gives a shit. You all four decided to go see what you could find out because a bunch of weird stuff has been happening. People have been claiming they've been seeing sights of monsters and all sorts of junk, which you all know that monsters don't exist anymore. They're extinct. So it was kind of it was weird for this to happen, and you guys decided to go check it out. So you went to the ruins where that big battle 800 years ago took place. You encountered some bandits, and then you encountered some undead creatures protecting this place. This was kind of a big shock because undead don't exist anymore, so having to fight them was kind of put a damper on your weekend, so to speak, but it kind of fucked you up and it was scary. After that, you discovered a tomb which held three, or you found like an old ritual throne room thing that had 3 tombs in it, likely belonging to the Faceless Three, the heroes that we talked about. The tomb for the last one, this lizard character, lizard hero, was empty, and you found a journal that detailed out some of what happened during that event, and it talked about essentially stopping a demon, and so you guys decided we need to find out more information about this, and you opted to go seek out this bandit camp since the bandits were there looking. So you show up hoping to get information, and all that happens is Ren decides to blow the whole place up, somehow convince their leader that they're fighting against him, his people are against him. He joins you, and you guys all massacre everybody and destroy the whole camp.
Oh yeah, that was a good time.
It was a good time. So where we're picking up is the morning after that. You guys have stayed through the night with Roven, who was the bandit leader, and his right-hand man, an elf named Wilt, who doesn't seem to speak. And you not really cleaned up the camp, but essentially, looted all the bodies, pulled everything out of crates and chests and barrels, anything that was left of any value. And so now we come upon the morning. Once you guys, you all take a little bit of a rest after looting everything, and you awake to Wilt and Roven loading up stuff at a boat. As you approach Roven, you just kind of see him looking back at the camp. He's practically looking straight through you, not really paying attention to you. He kind of has this, actually, you know what? I forgot I have a vignette for this. I forgot I had those things. As the sun rises above the bandit camp, all that remains are smoldering ruins. Roven stands at the scorched remains of his old home in silence. Throughout the night, as you all gathered the remaining supplies, valuables, and gold, Roven never spoke a word. Learning that his own people had turned on him seems to have crushed his very spirit. The way to go, Ren.
Loser.
This is fine.
This is... So he just kind of stands looking past you while Wilt is, what the fuck? Put that shit back. Not cool.
Can I?
What the shit, dude? Come on.
For stealth.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you're about to have to fight these two if you're going to steal their chest. But as you approach Roven, again, he's just looking past you, and Wilt is loading the last little bit of supplies in a small little rowboat. What do you guys do?
So where are we going?
You're saying this to Roven?
Yep.
All right. I'm going to try to commit more to accents this time, especially now that I've had a little bit to drink. All right, so Roven just closes his eyes and shakes his head, and he takes a deep breath and says, "Well, I've got nothing left for me here. Me and Wilt, we're going to Green Keep. I'll take what belongings we've got. I'll take anything we've got left, and we'll hide out there. Fuck if I'll stay here and die. And now I don't seem to be able to trust anyone.
Except us.
Ha! Says the man I met hours ago, who helped me kill people who I've known as friends for the last 5 to 6 years of my life."
Yeah, but they betrayed you, so I'd say you're welcome.
He kind of grits his teeth
need
and
to thank me.
he grits his teeth, kind of clenches his fist, and he says, "I'll admit, I appreciate your help." Oh, I mean, I'm changing accents again. "I'll admit I appreciate your help. But either way, this next leg of the journey's for me and Wilt alone. Where might you go? I assume into, what's the name of that city? I assume back into Isman." And he looks over towards, Alistair. "I assume he's gonna want to find more about these missing days or whatnot."
Yes.
That was a great impression. Well, I will say for Alistair, the big deal for him, as a reminder, is he found these books detailing that this time frame was missing, and it's kind of become this obsession for him. So, I mean, I don't think Alistair would have a whole lot to say about it at the moment, but it's fine. Roven nods his head and says, "Well, it's time for me to be getting out of here." And he walks over to Wilt, and he kind of leans in, and not quite a whisper, not quite a, he's not quite whispering, but he's also not trying to be super apparent about it. But he says to him, all of you hear him say, "Give it to him." Wilt turns around.
You know, I don't exactly swing that sort of way.
Oh
I'm
my
sure
God.
Alistair here would be very much appreciated.
Wilt turns around and kind of gives him this, "What?" look. And Roven puts his hand on his shoulder and says, "We don't need it anymore. What the fuck do we care if we live or die?"
Jesus.
And Wilt gives him this, wide-eyed look and kind of shrugs, "Are you sure?" Roven nods and Wilt steps past him and walks over, and he kind of eyes the three of you, and he walks over to Murphy, and he gives you 1 second. He hands you this scroll.
Oh.
It's as you take it from him, it's kind of got this tingle to the touch as you hold it. And as you try to unroll it, it's practically blank. It just has little bits of scribble in a language you don't understand. But Wilt just kind of nods and heads back over towards the boat and finishes loading up.
Roll tingles.
Roven just looks back and says, "Best of luck to you, friends, if I can rightly call you that. That piece of paper there, keep it close and keep it safe. It may save your skin one of these days."
Alright.
Oh,
I mean, I wasn't expecting some sort of love letter, but I guess I'll accept it. Have a safe honeymoon and everything. Bye.
He just shakes his head, and they walk towards the boat. After a second, they climb in and start pedaling away. And they're gone.
I mean, what? I don't know what the fuck this paper says.
Why don't you go ahead and let's do a roll for it.
Yeah, can we roll to know what it is?
Does it say what Alistair knows since he's book learned?
Yeah, do you want to start with an Alistair check?
But I have a feeling this is not a book learn scroll.
Well, we can have everybody do it. How about we do that?
How about that?
Just all hulling around, staring at the paper.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like...
Like having a Jimmy Neutron moment.
Well, I don't fucking know what it is, even though I think I know what it is. Oh my god, I found my toes.
It's a piece of paper.
Parchment.
Bruce, you have to... Yeah, there you go. Elias, what is your intelligence?
Fuck.
11.
You all four look at this and have zero idea what it means.
We can't
Damn
like
it.
Captain Planet it, like with our powers combined.
And I don't think intelligence works like that.
I mean, sometimes.
If anyone has any luck points, you can take your advantage and roll again.
How often do we get those?
Once per session for however many points you have in it. So,
I've got one.
Well, 1 to 3 equals 1 point. 4 to 6 equals 2 points. 7 to 9 is 3 points, and 4 is 4 points. Or 10 plus is 4 points.
In luck?
Yeah, remember that chart I made for how those rolls were going to affect? So if you have anywhere from 1 to 3, you get 1 roll.
For the...
You can re-roll any 1 roll per session.
Yeah.
I think most of us have one in Lucky Charm.
I don't have any. That's why I was asking. I have Lore Master.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the scholars or priests might know in Isman.
Hey, perhaps.
Can I look at these smoldering bodies?
Every body in the camp you've already picked clean. Like the camp is totally empty.
That's not true.
Shut you down for an entire area.
I know, and all of these bodies have so much shit on them.
Do they really?
Yeah, they have so much gear.
Holy shit.
Oh, what the hell? Here, hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
They're naked. They're naked.
No, hold on. I didn't realize they actually had stuff. Let me look at the levels and all this shit. Oh my god. Okay, no, this one guy.
Yeah.
You know what? Fuck it, go for it.
Yeah, I can.
Well, that one guy was meant to be a vendor, so I gave him a lot of stuff, but I guess if you killed him, you get all of his shit. That seems fair to me.
Damn, wasn't even me.
Be a vendor, little did he know.
Take all the things.
I hope whoever looted it got some good shit.
You hear some barking, and as you look, the dog that was in the camp earlier kind of runs up. He's running from one to the other, like sniffing at you, like yipping. He seems pretty happy. And he kind of runs in circles around y'all for a second. And then he stops and looks back towards the entrance. And a second later...
I'm like, can I talk to him?
George runs up. George runs up and he rubs up against the dog, and the dog rubs back up against him. It seems that they become friends while they were away. George takes off running again. And then seconds later, this dog decides to come haul after him too.
Boy, I hope you're both happy.
On the miss you, boy. I loved you so. So what do you guys do next?
You don't want me to go like loot things, right? We're just gonna continue on.
Well, what is left to loot? I really thought I destroyed just about everything.
No, there's definitely stuff on all the tables in the tents, and uh,
Oh, I don't
things
care.
like that.
If you really want to
lockpicks
get it,
and-
go for it. But remember, things like cups and candles, vendors are not going to buy those from you.
Unless you persuade them to.
But lockpicks.
You can certainly try.
Behold this candle of Candleforth.
Sorry, I didn't know it was paused.
I'm gonna make arrows with the arrowheads I found.
That works. Crafting and stuff is fine. I'm down with that. Although, don't be like, look, I crafted, I don't know, just stuff that fits the game. Chris, I know you know, because you played with me before. A lot.
Alright, you can't just be like, I crafted a plasma cannon.
I've got an
yeah.
M16 with the scope.
I crafted a plasma cannon.
Behold the Manhattan Project. Strange. Typically, I don't loot anything because it's already looted.
Imagine
Shade.
why that would be.
Like, sometimes I get to pick up, like, a bottle of water or something. That's great.
Remember that eventually it's going to get to the point where I'm going to be like, so, one of your party members is really stealing a bunch of her shit. Has a lot of gear and money, and y'all don't seem to have any. Roll to see if you notice.
Oh, Jesus, what does that sound?
I don't know, but it hurts.
What happened?
Oh,
Something's
you
going on.
have a
with
whistle
that right
of
now.
some
Oh,
sort
yeah,
happening.
that was me. Sorry. I know it did it.
Holy shit.
Sorry. I won't do it anymore.
Suddenly, all of our characters hunch over in pain.
Oh my god.
My humble apologies. Alright, so you've looted everything. Are you guys heading to Isman next? Is that the plan?
That's my vote.
Oh, I guess I could bring up a vignette. Do I have
God
one?
damn it.
You know, I don't, because the only one I had was for earlier, whenever y'all decided to come here over the over Isman. So pretty much, I mean, I don't know. What are you guys doing? What's the plan next? I don't want to railroad nobody.
So, where do we want to go?
I think we need to find out what the scroll means. Maybe.
I mean, we also
assassin.
got this dwarven, or there's that talk of that dwarven tablet. I'd be interested to get me mitts on.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, like some sort of captain of a guard of a something or something or something.
Bear in mind, too, y'all's whole mission is to figure out what's going on with all these creatures that are showing up. And
I'm here for my clan.
Well, at this point, everyone seems like they might be at risk, so your clan could very much be a part of that.
Most of my clan's dead.
There's ladies left.
What good is?
Oh my god. You tried so hard.
So,
This
what
is
are y'all
too much.
doing next?
I'm walking out of the camp and I'm walking down the road.
Okay.
I thought.
All
I
right.
am singing happy dwarven songs along the way.
All right. So you guys travel for pretty much through the afternoon and the evening, making camp, and till you reach Isman. Isman's Hightown district bustles with the typical noises of a busy city. Traders can be heard shouting at passers-by. Freshest fish in Isman. Bring some home for the missus. Your fortune's in the cards. Step right up. City guards pass by, ignoring your very presence, and you watch as citizens, traders, and travelers alike cover the streets. What do you do?
Well, I think we know how this is gonna go.
Yeah,
I have the soy of 2 votes.
that's true. You do.
God damn it.
Actually, to be fair, I feel like Alistair really wants to figure out about that journal, so he'd probably vote for that personally. That's what I would think. Because it is not. It's right now. It's morning. You guys have arrived in the morning.
Would you buy my candles?
She's smoking on the street. Candles here, get your candles. Tall candles, small candles, wide candles. It's like a vendor at the baseball game.
Candles, get your hot candles here.
Candles here, candles, freshly made candles, candles,
All
candles,
right,
sir,
so
candles.
you arrive in Isman. Let's throw up some Isman.
Why am I
music.
up here? Okay. This is a
Ambience.
very empty city.
Yeah, I tried to make it as busy as I could. I didn't want to put like 100 NPCs though.
Starting to have like
Oh, here's the tavern.
I'm seeing cats around the city. And I'm just like
This was a butcher, or an abattoir, or a haven for cattle.
Yeah, those signs, just ignore those because they don't necessarily mean anything.
Oh.
I put signs out for decoration. I mean, I put them to like represent what they are, but if you click on them, it says dumb shit from the game. But yeah, since this is a bigger place and y'all can kind of run around separately, if you're gonna split up, I'll focus on you one at a time. So what's the plan? I mean, obviously, let's see. Rend is checking out the tavern here. As you walk up, you see the sign that reads Hightown Pub and Inn. That's pretty much it. You don't know much else about it. Kind of peering through the windows, it seems dark inside, like they're not open.
They're not open. Right.
I want to beat on the door.
Okay. As you start banging on the door, a guard approaches you. He says, "Sir!"
What?
The tavern does not open for at least 4 more hours. I'm afraid you're early. If you need food, there's traders in the, where are we at? On the east side of the city. But in the meantime, you'll have to wait for them to open their doors. Is there anything else I might help you with, citizen? Wait, did I select a lady one? No, it's a dude, okay.
Do you know where we would find any scholars in the city?
Well, you might speak with the librarian at the Isman library, although he's not been very welcoming as of late. If you keep heading east, you'll find him right before you reach the market district. As you were, citizens, and goes about his business.
Alright then, 4 minutes, we'll be back at the tavern. It'll be open and be fine.
I guess let's go east in the city.
Now, Rend, what are you doing?
What?
I mean,
Nothing.
I didn't see you with them. I don't know if you were like talking to someone else on the other side of town. Like what?
Oh
what
no,
the deal
I was just looking at this tree.
Okay. There's people, sitting around hanging. As you reach kind of over to this little market area. 1 second.
Ah.
You see a double wooden door and 2 guards posted at it. They're pretty stalwart, not really making chit chat, just looking straight ahead, very stoic. Right across from them, you see a couple of tables. You see 2 traders sitting there chatting amongst themselves, just piles and piles of loot sitting around them. Ahead of you, as you walk, you see more steps leading up, and then right past that, you see what appears to be the opening of some sort of you don't know what you'd call it, but you hear people singing. You can see people like artists painting and stuff like that. Let's just kind of jump around and go down the list. Murphy, what are you doing?
I guess I'm gonna walk up to these 2 guards here.
Okay. As you approach, immediately the one on the right, a woman steps forward and says, "Sir, please step back from the doors. If you need assistance, find one of the other guards." And then she steps back.
Okay, but what's wrong with the door?
Sir, do not make me repeat myself again. Please step away. This is
my
being...
first time in the city, I'm sorry.
The guy leans forward a little bit, and he puts his hand on the hilt of his sword and says, "Sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to step away from the door. We are protecting it on the guard captain's orders. No information may be given at this time. Please step away."
Alright, Jesus, first my cat divorces me and now I'm getting yelled at by humans. This is fucking terrible.
Jesus Christ. Alright, Rend. You're over at these trading fools. What are you doing?
I would like to plop my bag onto the counter.
Okay.
I've got some weapons and gear here.
The immediately the guy stands up and says, "Oh, do ya? I'd love to take a look at your wares." And no sooner than he said something than the woman next to him stands up and says, "Oh, I bet you would, you..." And kind of stops herself and says, "Sit down, Travis." And he just, "Yes, ma'am," and he goes back to his seat. Whew. All right. All right, so she steps forward and says, "All right, let's see what you've got." All right, so here's how we're going to do this. I'm going to pull up your inventory here.
Her clothes are freaking the fuck out.
Oh, you know what?
Oh, never mind.
This is all entirely automated when you do on the trader, so I'm going to try to figure out how to do this where we can actually do it like a D&D game. All right, so what are you going to sell?
All the stuff I've marked as wares is what I would like to get rid of first.
Okay. Now, do you have any points in bartering?
Probably not.
Okay. So let's
No.
do this. I'm going to just essentially reward you with gold as we go through it. So... It's gonna take a long time. It's gonna take fucking forever.
You can just give me some gold for all of the stuff I have marked as wares.
That
and
is
that's
true. Here's what we're gonna do. I know I said this earlier.
I won't hold it against you.
No, I gotcha. But I'm just gonna enable trading with this lady because I don't want to do this. It's gonna take so long. But let me let me actually give her some gold and stuff to trade back. Now, her basic stuff will not be anything fancy. So if you want to get anything special out of her, that's where we'll have to role play some stuff. Like, she'll just have some basic stuff, but if you want something specifically, then that's when you'd be like, "Do you have anything like XYZ?" And then we'll roll to see if she's got it. You can effectively trade with her now. Alright, so while that's going on, Elias, are you just hanging out and joining in, or what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm hanging out and joining in.
Alright. And Alistair, what are you doing? Oh, whatever Murphy does, I guess.
When I put my bag and I dump the gear out on the table, I would like to attempt to dump it onto that diamond that's on the table in front of me.
And then, like,
And
scoop it back up,
see
essentially?
if I can pull it back with my bag, and I do have 3 points in thievery.
Okay. So that'll get you a +1 on that roll.
Do I see this happening?
No.
you would have to roll for perception to see if you do. So
Alright.
let me have you do that first.
I don't know why you hate me, Bruce.
Rolled a 6, plus you'd be adding your wits, which is not going to give you a bonus. And yeah, not versus her. You definitely don't notice anything. Let's see. You got 3 points in thievery, so that'll give you a +1. And then in finesse, you will get 3 points there, so you got a +4 to this roll. Roll. So you're gonna add +4 to this. That's good. It's real good. So you got, what, 22?
22.
Now I need to do a roll. Alright. Flip your inventory. Here you do it. Whoops. And you pull your bag back up, and as you do so, you effortlessly slide that diamond into it. Well done.
Hell yeah.
Alright, so as you guys are doing the little trade deal, does anyone else need to do some trading with this gal?
I want to ask her if she has like a crossbow of some or anything like that.
Okay. As you mention the word crossbow, once again, homeboy stands up and like runs around to the side of the table and says, "A crossbow?" He's like, "Come here, follow me real quick." And he runs back over to this little table here, and he kind of starts to dig. So I'm going to have you give me a roll. We're going to make this a luck roll. This is just essentially going to see if the likelihood of him having something like that is pretty good. I like the idea of this dude having just a bunch of like random shit that he keeps back here that his wife doesn't like him selling. So I'm going to have you add your luck to that. Which you got, so you'll get a +1 on this roll. Well. Alright, he does have a crossbow. Wouldn't you know it? Let's see what it is, though. Whoops. Damn it, trying to select this guy.
The scorched tail of the scorpion.
How about that? Crossbow. He tells you, why, yes, I do, and he moves some junk aside and pulls out like a smaller crossbow. Looks pretty good. Stat-wise, this is very metagamey, but that's okay. It does 8 to 9 physical damage, 150% critical damage, -1 movement, 5% accuracy. He looks at you and says, "You think you might be interested?"
I've seen turds that are shinier.
He says, "Well," and he kind of laughs. That's actually pretty funny. Well, sorry, that's all I've got, and just goes back over to his seat and flops down. Now, what I did for that, FYI, is I went to the weapons generator and I just generated one, just a regular old crossbow, and that's what came up. Randomly, it'll give them different stats and abilities, so that's how I'll treat that sort of thing.
Roger.
All right, so again, at this point, you're hearing some like singing and activity going on a little further east from where you're at, past the staircase.
I'm gonna wander over that way.
Okay.
I'm down.
Slamming my fist on the counter and demanding catnip.
The lady leans.
You can say no. It's fine.
Okay. The lady just looks at you and says, "Bugger off," and sits back down. You don't want your dwarf shenanigans today. Your shanty-nanigans.
I grumble away.
I'm gonna wink at this rich elf as I walk past.
He kind of looks over at you, seeing your very shoddy adventuring garb, and just and keeps walking. You hear him say, "I'd never." He should practically have a top hat on and like a monocle. All right, so as you round the corner over here, you see that this is somewhat of a maybe like an arts district kind of thing, and that it's also kind of a shittier part of this nice town. There's there's a guy passed out on a mat over here. There's a lizard painting in the middle of the little courtyard. There's a guy and his dog selling all sorts of this and that. Some people playing poker at a back table, and you see a bench with a few people sitting at it. I'm gonna have you guys all make a roll real quick. This is going to be for wits.
I am oblivious.
Murphy and Rend, what is your wits stat?
12.
A 10.
Okay. As you're all looking around, you're just kind of, taking a second to just soak in the surroundings to see what you see. This guy here in the top hat, this elf man, is just yelling out, like, fresh fish, herbs, spices, anything you might need. And the dog next to him is just wagging his tail and looking up happily at everyone that comes by. By the way, every dog you encounter in my games are going to be super happy and friendly. As you're looking around, somebody stands out to you. There's a woman sitting in the corner, kind of on her own on a bench. Oh God.
With their boobies out.
Let's see. Let me read my notes here. As you look at her, you notice that she appears to be sitting kind of casually, but the second you walked up, she eyeballed you. Anytime a voice is raised at the table where the people are playing poker, her eyes dart over there for a second, quickly read the situation, and go back to what's going on around her. It is very apparent that she is people-watching very intently. Now, Elias, as soon as you walk over and plop down and take a seat, no sooner than your ass touches the wood than she stands up very casually, kind of gives you a friendly smile, and just kind of starts to wander.
She wants the D.
So where are you going?
Actually, when she... Can I...
You guys all following her?
Well, I was gonna say, when she passes me, I want to kind of, like, incidentally shift my weight and, like, hip check her.
Okay. Here, hold on. Let me move everybody back. Yeah, sorry. That's a cool idea. Alright, so let me move her back down here. Alright, so no one go take off running just yet. Alright, so she starts to walk past you here. Now, let's do some rolls. What am I gonna have you roll for? What stat is this?
Finesse.
You're just hip checking her. Like, you're just literally bumping your ass into her. That doesn't really take finesse.
Well, kinda. I mean, it would be kind of more like a dance move when you, like, step one way
right.
and then you go, oh, I'm gonna say something, and you turn around the other way, and then you
She's
take
trying to
your
make it
hip
look
out.
like a accident, I guess.
Fair enough. All right. So I'm gonna have you roll for that. That's 16, so that is a 17. Now, I don't know if it passes yet, because I gotta make a roll for my own thing here.
Full-on body checks her into the fucking spices.
Into the dog.
1 second. Alright.
The painter has paint.
So, as she's right up next to you, you do this little slide number and bump into her, and as you do so, she kind of pushes a little bit towards this like bag of spices, but as she does so, she grabs your wrist and kind of twists it back behind your back. Excuse me. Let me soothe my throat with some wine. She doesn't quite come up all the way behind you, but she steps in real close. Come on, she won't face the way I want her to face.
Sure. Here, hold on. Wait. I'll just walk all the way around. Can I walk all the way around?
Here. That's fine. It's cool.
oh.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
She grabs your wrist and leans forward into your ear, like effortlessly, like the most fluid thing you've ever seen. You're pretty accustomed to doing things like this. She does it with such speed that you're caught off guard. She leans closer, really tight in your ear, and says, "Do that again and lose your fucking hand," and then throws your wrist aside and casually walks off. As she does this, she eyes the rest of you, very essentially signaling to you that she recognizes that you're all together.
She was quite angry.
She's hot.
Do you think she knows George?
Good God.
Let's follow.
I kind of walked up to see if I could see where she was going.
I'm not the most stealthy.
Elias, as you turn the corner, you see, a few people out wandering around and stuff like that, but she is nowhere to be seen, just completely gone. It's a little surprising because you turned the corner seconds after she did, and it's a pretty open courtyard. Definitely something feels strange about that. However, as you walk up, you see this sign here. Just kind of catches your attention, and it reads, Isman Library, established 607 AP, open from first light until dusk.
I come back over and say, I found the library.
The library.
Library.
Where should we look into this wee bit of a library?
I want to look in the tree and inspect the tree as if I feel like she might have slipped and gone
Fucking
there.
elves.
Okay. Let's do a roll for it, I guess.
Oh, it's a tree.
Yeah, as you look up and down it, I mean, nothing sticks out to you. Like, you're not making out what anything might be if...
She starts main mugging it.
A squirrel jumps out.
Here, one quick second, y'all. All right. So what's the plan? What are y'all doing?
I want to look in the window.
As you peer in... Oh, I'm sorry. What were you saying, Chris?
I was just gonna look over at Murphy and be like, "Oh, you've got the scroll that was it Roven?
Yeah.
That Roven gave us. So you'd have to come in and if we want to ask about it."
Oh, did we want to keep that scroll? Oh, no.
Rind, as you're looking into the window, directly in front of the window is, like inside, it seems to be like a candle burning. So it's pretty bright, but you're able to see fairly clearly in there, and it looks like a library. The little you can see shows rows going back and back and back, just of books. So, what are y'all doing?
Let's go in.
I reckon we should go in.
Is the door open?
You know what I should do real quick?
Make a library.
Save the game. Oh, this is the first map reloading that I made.
Stealth check? I don't know.
Stealthily enter the library.
There's no stealthily entering a library.
There certainly could be.
Those doors are loud as fuck.
And if it isn't, Murphy will substitute the sound.
Worst.
The smell of musk and vanilla fill your nostrils as you open the library door. You're greeted with shelves upon shelves of books, tomes, and scrolls. As you approach the front counter, you don't notice a soul around. As you stand there patiently for a moment, the soft sounds of flickering candles waft into the air. What do? Call out to see if anyone is around.
Hello?
Rain steals all the candles.
All right, so as you guys start shouting hello, whatever it is that you're shouting, you kind of hear a muffled voice from the back that says, what's the voice going to sound like here? Let me drink some more wine.
Inspiration of the ages.
He says, you hear a voice shout from somewhere in the library. Mind your manners, don't steal anything, and report to me when you're ready to check out. Thank you.
Sorry.
Very animated voice.
Where did it come from?
How about, if you would like to know that, let's get a roll.
I can't hear the direction. I mean, that's fine.
It's a fairly big building, so it kind of rolls around. You have no idea. It's echoing off the walls. You have no clue where this voice came from.
The library's haunted.
That's fine.
Oh no.
Now, Wisp, this is going to be hard from you because this is the first map I made.
Ah,
Don't take any of this shit because it's all books from Divinity and none of it will make any sense for our game. They're all a decoration.
no.
Just
It's
don't
so hard.
just don't take any of the books.
Oh my god.
There's
Okay.
I'll tell you this, there's no value to them whatsoever.
That makes it even harder.
But they're in a library.
I know.
There's no monetary value for you.
What about but stuff. What?
So what are you guys doing?
Trying not to take the box.
I'm kind of walking around trying to see if I could find where the voice is coming from.
I too am walking around in search of said voice.
Okay.
I'm touching everything.
Just running your fingers over everything.
Every spine,
You
the
just
book
whisper.
that's on the table.
Just whispering to them like, so.
I love you, books.
They can't keep us apart forever.
What did you do, Chris?
I saw that.
I looked at the book.
What?
And Lucky Charm kicked in.
Yeah.
There's a bear rug. Okay. There's a.
You notice this is a pretty nice
try
little
this.
library. It seems a little old, a little dusty. Like doesn't seem like many people come here. But it's pretty regal looking, which makes sense for this part of town. Everything you've seen is pretty high end.
I'm gonna try this door.
As you pull on the door, it is very, very locked.
How many? How locked?
I knock on the door.
Wow.
You're not by. Oh, yeah, you are. All right, you knock on the door. All right, so it's just bang, bang, bang. And after a moment of silence, the voice kind of calls out, much closer this time. Do you need something? I'm not in there.
We have a scroll that we need some help with.
Yes, yes. The voice starting gets clearer and clearer until he turns this corner here and walks around from these couches. He, as he approaches you, he's a very old, kind of Yoda-looking old man, but he's an elf and he's very tall, so he doesn't have that short Yoda thing going. But he looks pretty disheveled, pretty old, pretty ornery. And he looks at the four of you and says, "A what? You have a what to do what with? Explain yourselves quickly. I'm busy."
We have a scroll that has come into our possession that
Let me
we
see
don't
it. Hand it
understand.
over.
Well, I mean, let's not be hasty here.
He comes over to you and says, "Well, then stop wasting my time," and immediately walks
What's
back
your
off.
name?
Tells you, "They just call me librarian around here, but you can call me Nord, Dev Nord."
Nice
the-
to meet you, Devnor.
You'll notice that his name, because the guy from the Larian that helped me was named Nord, and he was the developer, so I named this guy Dev Nord after him. I thought that was kind of fun.
Where's old Nord when you need him?
I think he's playing Mario, that new Super Mario games. I saw him tweet about it today. All right, so he tells you, "Nord. Dev Nord, they just call me the librarian around here."
My name's Murphy McMalley of Clan McMalley. Perhaps you've heard of us, perhaps you haven't. But this here scroll is, I don't really know what the fuck it says.
Well, I can't read it until you give it to me. Do you hand it over to him?
I unfurl it and show it to him.
All right, he reaches out to snatch it out of your hands.
I will break your fucking skull.
Oh.
Here, let's do this.
That escalated quickly.
It did. It's gonna be a finesse roll.
I can't just intimidate him.
You're
Well,
too short.
He's snatching it out of your hand. This is the speed in which he grabs it, but then you can attempt to intimidating after.
Okay, got it.
Well, so guess what? He definitely takes it out of your hand.
Nailed it.
Now, if you want to give me an intimidation roll, this will be wits, I guess.
What?
wits. This would be a wits roll because there's no charisma roll, so we're gonna call this wits. You have 1 point in persuasion, so you get to add +1 to it.
Good luck.
So. He just takes the scroll and you threaten him. He just kind of, oh, dwarves, you're some of my favorite of all the creatures in this world. He wanders over to this area and for some reason turns the candle out, and he just plops down on the sofa right in front of the fireplace. And
I follow him.
All right, he starts. He unrolls the scroll and starts reading through it. And he looks back over his shoulder looking for Murphy and says, My! This was a kingly gift you were given or stolen. He just shrugs. He looks over to Elias and says, Where did you come across such a fortunate find?
Some friend of ours were going through the ruins and took off for Greenpeace. for Greenspan and handed it over to us. Greenkeep and gave us this and said it might be more useful to us than them.
Well,
now.
only useful if these men did not plan on ever dying. This is I don't know the name we would give it anymore, but effectively it's some sort of resurrection scroll. Read at the time of death, it could bring someone right back from the brink. Very helpful to keep on you.
Yeah.
Where's your little short friend? I'll hand it back to him. He seems quite concerned. I mean to take it from him. I've lived a long enough life. When it's my time to go, I'll be quite happy to go.
I'm looking for the most fragile thing I can find.
Yay.
Okay. Well, there's some vases right next to you.
Perfect.
Can I feel up the door's locks?
Yeah. Do you wanna? What are you trying to do? Pick lock pick it?
Yeah.
Murphy, what are you trying to do? Just grab something breakable?
Yep. I'm not doing any. I'm not breaking it or anything. I'm just picking it up.
Okay. 1 second.
Just take that pretty blue picture.
All right, I added it to your inventory.
The giant face. It's the same size as him.
Yeah. All right, Rend. Give me a pickpocket check here. Or, lockpick. All right, so now we're going to add some bonuses to that. So for Ness, you're going to get 2, so that is 13. And for Thievery, that's going to give you another 1, so you got a 14 total on that. And as you try to wiggle the lock open, it's not budging. There seems to be something to this door a little more than just that lock. All right, so let's talk about Alistair for a while, because Alistair has been wanting to get to some place where he can talk to somebody about these history books. All right, Bruce, do you want to take the lead on that? Do you want me to do that, or what? I don't want to necessarily role play against myself and meta.
Sure. What do you think he sounds like?
I don't know. Chris has got a very gruff voice, but you can just speak how you want. I won't make you do a voice for him if you don't want to.
You said he was in. What was his backstory again? Like he was big into books and he's a church man?
Well, yeah, he's a priest and he grew up in this temple, and he came across these books that kind of detailed out, this missing bit of history, and it really struck him as extremely interesting. And the people in his temple told him, "Oh, it's old news. No one cares about that." But he took a big interest and decided to essentially seek out answers. So his whole quest is to find out what happened. Like why those pages are missing, what is going on there, and why are they missing?
All right. Okay. I am.
And also finding that journal in that temple was, he felt that it was somehow some sort of clue, something that might essentially help him kind of further along this journey, because it's the only written account he's ever seen of that battle between the demon that of the great conflict as it's been come to be known.
All right. Right, I shall be Alistair right now. So, Dev, I've been meaning to ask you a question now that we've become somewhat acquainted.
Acquainted? What? I don't even know your name.
Yes. Anyway, we found a journal in these ruins, and I'm not entirely sure what they could allude to. I've read them, but they speak of something that I don't really know of. It hasn't been recorded before beyond this.
He asked, may I see this book, this journal?
Certainly.
Second. It's hard to balance like 30 windows at once. Alright, so he over them journal pages to him. Just did the wrong thing. Once again, he sits back down on this little sofa and begins to kind of read through it, and he's going, just kind of muttering to himself, kind of mumbling. His fingers like lining the pages as he reads down it. It says, and you found this where? Ruins? Which ruins?
There were ruins not that far out from Isman, actually.
I would say that all of you know those ruins as where the last great conflict took place. It's a pretty common thing people would know about. So you can easily just respond that to him. His eyes shoot up to back to Alistair and then kind of around the room at the other two of y'all. Just kind of this surprised look on his face. And he stands back up again and walks over and looks at him, walks over to Elias and looks at him and kind of back over towards you, Murphy, and says, the ruins? What? Tell me, please, tell me, what did you find there? What was there? I need details.
There was some spirit that was kind of in the basement of some sort that was really not nice. They were kind of hostile, to be honest.
Spirits.
Yes.
Then I guess what they're saying is true. There are strange things afoot in these lands. I've worried about this, I've read, I've researched, but nothing I have found has really given me much information. But this reminds me of something, a tome I have, some bit of information, but I can't remember what. I can't remember what it says, or... the problem with having so many damned books.
There was some mention of the Faceless Three.
The Faceless, He looks back over to Alistair. I must ask a favor of you. Leave this with me. Leave this with me overnight. That's all I ask. Overnight, I will study. I will compare this to my notes, and I will search for the tome that I speak of. But I really need to sit and I need to study this. I need to know more about it. I will not leave this place. You'll be able to find me this time tomorrow. I'll be ready to return it. But I need time to do the research on this.
All right. So long as you don't tell anybody else about it.
No, of course not. I would never breathe a word of this to anyone. For doing this, I don't know if this helps any, but I want to give you a little something, ability that I learned from one of the tomes I discovered years and years ago. All three of you start to feel this rush, and you just kind of feel this overwhelming, like, good feeling, almost like a borderline kind of a buzz, and you just feel very overwhelmingly healthy.
The fuck was that?
Well, one of the few spells I do know. Any danger, any hurt you've encountered from your journeys, you should be healing up any second now. Now, metagaming here, it doesn't do shit because you guys are like fully healed up, but you get the impression he has the skills to do a little bit of magic. Again, not surprising. Most people in this world know some magic, but still. Now, really quick, while this has been going on, Rin, talk to me about what you've been up to.
I've just been walking around touching things and looking at the books and the spines of books.
Okay.
Around that time, I wanted to pick up this skull and just kind of carry it around with me.
Okay, cool.
And then when I come over here and I see him do that, I'm going to say collateral. Offer us collateral for leaving the book.
He walks around and eyeballs you a little bit.
Murphy's still carrying that vase, by the way.
Yeah. He's completely oblivious to you carrying it. Collateral. 1 second. And he, I'm not going to go through the effort of trading it back, but he hands the journal back to Alistair. Collateral. Have this chair. All right. Here's what he does. He gives you something. You create it real quick. Come on.
We can hold. No worries.
I'm gonna go put my dogs away while you do that.
Alrighty.
Put your dogs away. Like you left them out on the floor.
Like what?
Like toys.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So he walks back over to Rend, and he holds out his hand with he shows you a piece of paper. Do you take it from him?
Can I see what it says or looks like from here?
Yeah, as he holds it out and you glance at it, the very first thing you see at the top is that it says notice of deed. And as you glance over, you realize it's the deed to the library. It's literally ownership of the library.
I'm gonna take it.
All right. He hands it over to you, and he tells you, "This should show you how serious I am about this. If there really are, spirits and other unsavory things lurking in the lands nearby, if you think this might be information pertaining to the Faceless Three, anything that may have happened so long ago, it is important. It is integral to our survival that I read this. I feel like there is much I could learn from this, and I need you to know how serious this is. If I don't give it back, if I should disappear, if I should vanish, which is a very high probability, just because if we're dealing with forces such as these, there are likely those out there who want to keep the information from getting out. So, take this. I trust you with it as long as you trust me with this. I hope you can understand." That's for like everybody. Y'all just stand there silently looking at him.
I'm gonna turn around to everybody and be like, "We're not gonna get that book back."
I'm going to very slowly put the vase down as Murphy.
Well, he looks at you, Ren, and says, I do not wish to keep this for myself. I only wish to learn, and what I learn, I promise I will share with you. If this means what it could possibly mean, I will have no power against stopping whatever may come, and people like you are going to be the only ones that will protect us. Just let me give you the information you need to move forward. That's all I ask.
If there are others after this book, though, what have you to defend yourself?
This library holds a few secrets of its own. I'm not worried. Trust me, I'll be okay.
Like ghosts?
No, not like ghosts.
Oh. Alright then.
Okay. Alright, I must be off to my study. I need to begin immediately. Please lock the door on your way out. And he kind of heads over this way. And,
seeing as you lived here, I'm sure you're familiar with the name Shelby.
Shelby, yes, I'm familiar. Cutthroats, a lot of them.
Well, that's my last name, so should anything happen to this book...
Yes? Just kidding. Understood. Understood. Although I must say I'm surprised to see a Shelby interested in fates of the others not his own.
Well, I'm a bit different.
That you might very well be. Now again, I must be off to my study. Please lock up on your way out.
But we don't have a key.
It's got a lock on
Doesn't
the
matter.
inside, probably.
I want to try to watch when he opens that to see if I can gain any information about the locks. But then,
Okay.
regardless, I will
All right.
continue on my way.
Give me a intelligence roll. And no bonus on that. As you walk him go through, I mean, it seems like he pretty much just pulls the handle and goes in. The one thing you notice is that he did not do anything at all to unlock it. No key,
God damn
nothing.
it.
He just pulled the door open and walked in.
Son of a bitch. Okay.
You guys are heading back out to the street.
Yep.
All right.
What did I miss?
I don't think anything. He just more or less said that. Oh, were you here when he gave the deed of the library to Rind?
No.
Oh yeah, so more or less he was like, if I don't give this back, you now own this library.
Yeah. I made him
Word.
give collateral for the book.
Let me do something real quick, because when I load this up, you guys are going to be right back at the beginning, so I have to reset the starting point. I mean, I could just let y'all start from the beginning and we'll say we know why, but I don't want to. Whoa, shit. And also, real quick, let me make sure I didn't miss anything.
I didn't touch any of the books.
No, I meant the information that I was supposed to tell y'all from that guy.
No, I mean, like, I actually didn't touch any of the books. I was proud of myself. That was my verbal pat on the back.
Oh, good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, but in like the back of her mind, she's like, he said those books, not these books. Like half the library is untouched, the other half absolutely spotless, nothing left. She's like Krampus.
Alright, now, give me 1 second, you guys. I need to get more wine, and I also need to pee. So, we'll take a little breather, and we'll be right back.
Okay.
We'll be back soon.
Wow, why are we pirates?
Yar. You fancy some oranges? Do you?
Who's gamer? He wants you to burn something.
It's Valo.
He missed all the burning last stream.
I know. I think he was here.
Didn't he say you
R said Yar. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
What's the plan?
Well,
I want to find Shorty with the hood and the boobs out.
the hood boobs.
The hood.
Shorty with the hood boobs.
Although a wise bard once said, "Never trust a big butt and a smile."
We don't know about her butt. I couldn't knock it over. But I do know I can't get too close to her now because she was close enough to smell me.
She was close enough to smell you.
Yeah, now if I sneak up on her, she's gonna recognize my smell.
Maybe you should go roll around in the spices.
I'm wearing leather. It's probably oiled. I mean, the leather I own is oiled and definitely has a fairly distinct smell.
Smells like mink oil.
Like if I'm in my cosplay, I'm gonna smell like my cosplay.
What are you gonna cosplay for Halloween?
I actually am not. It's weird, I know. I like the time of year I don't cosplay as Halloween. I'm not doing anything for Halloween because I'm going to BlizzCon.
That makes sense.
I think my wife and I decided that for Halloween, we're just gonna go to like a happy hour at like 5 o'clock, and then drink until it's over. Because there's a restaurant we go to over here, kind of this like little fish place. Then we're just gonna eat dinner and keep drinking. So we're just gonna stay away from her house and drink and eat dinner, and then come home after.
Are you gonna do like a slutty, boring couple as your Halloween costume?
No, this is just, instead of buying a bunch of candy and giving them out to a bunch of kids, we're just gonna spend money on ourselves and get drunk and have fun.
Maybe I'll grab Tim and we'll go drink somewhere. There's a meadery apparently in the next town over that I discovered. Didn't know it was there.
That's what I'd do. I'd get fucking wasted on mead. Honey glue beer. Shit's so good.
Yeah.
I thought you said meatery. I'm like, fuck yeah. Go
I mean, that too. Shit.
A good
Both.
old meadery. A good
It's like a
old
like a Brazilian steakhouse. They just keep bringing you meat.
Yeah.
All right, everyone back. Is Bruce still gone? So
I guess Bruce still gone.
give it a second.
There is what's it called? The place with the fucking
Place for the fucking.
the fucking medieval show.
Medieval times.
Yeah.
In
There's one of
college,
those
my
that's not too
roommates.
far from here.
Well, in college, my roommate's girlfriend's sister, if that's not confusing, was a waitress or a wench at medieval times. So we got in for free, and then she was our waitress, so we got free drinks. There's nothing more awesome than being like shit-faced out of your mind watching medieval times. Those fights seem so real.
Oh yeah, and
Oh
they're
my
so
God.
bad. Like I want to grab some of those people and be like, let's have some combat lessons.
Man, I had like
Because it's like
Oh, yeah,
it's one
it's
of
real
those things
bad.
where like some of them are really, really good and very clearly either the instructors or have all already taken combat courses and dance and like all that stuff. Like some of them are really good. Like some of them are really
well, if they're
not
anything
good.
like the Knights at the one in Dallas, they're essentially a bunch of all the guys who play the Knights are just pothead hippies. Like because they have the, that's why they have the long hair. Yeah.
and beards and
Yeah.
I was really excited when we went to medieval times last time because I scream like a fucking soccer mom. So like the Black Knight gave me his rose and I was
Yeah.
like, fuck yeah. And it's like still in my bedroom. And
Well,
I'm like, this is
Man,
my nerd
for
flower.
ours, I had like 8 wild turkeys, so I was just like blitz, like I could not stand up. And we had the green and white knight, and his fight was so epic. He's the fight because there's always the same fights, but he was the knight who like loses his sword and is about to die, and then he does a barrel roll and grabs the sword, and we were like, "Fuck yes!" like screaming and going nuts. And he ended up getting killed, quote unquote, but the knight who beat him was the black and white knight, and our seat was right by the entrance where they ride their horses in and out, and as he rode by us, we were like screaming at him and booing him. And when the show let out, we stumbled out into the lobby, and the knights hang out and take pictures with everybody. The dude walked over to us like in a hurry, and we were like, "Oh no, he's gonna fight us!" He like bear hugged us. It was like, "You guys have been the best audience I've ever had at medieval times." We were like, "Yeah, dude, you were awesome, but you killed the green and white knight." It was so fun.
It's because we were shit faced.
Oh, he knew, man. You could look at me and tell I was probably
That's okay.
sweaty and like stammering around.
Yo, shit-faced people at like any type of audience event are the best people ever because they're loud.
Yeah, they're the ones that get into it. Although I was the last band I was in, we played a show in this little bar in Dallas. And in the opening note of our first song, a guitarist broke a string, so we had to stop and he had to restring. So I just kind of bullshitted for a little bit. There's only like a dozen people in there. And I was just telling stories and shit. And the dude on the very front row was this just wasted old dude. And the whole time he just kept saying, "You're fat, fatty," and just kept yelling shit at me. And I don't know if you know that line from The Wedding Singer. He's like, "Yeah, why don't you have a few drinks and drive home?" I said that to him, and like everyone started laughing, and he did not like that. And he thought he was gonna climb up on the stage, and he put his foot up there to climb up, and it slipped, and he just face planted right into the corner of the stage, just hard, and knocked himself the fuck unconscious. Like just hit it and was unconscious, and like everyone was like, "Oh shit!" for a second, and then once they realized he was okay, just passed out. They just dragged him out to the street and left him there.
I remember being in this fucking metal bar in college, and this dude just passed the fuck out. And we go, like, the owner and some of the other people, like the bouncer and stuff like that, goes to, like, drag him into the street, and he starts pissing himself, on the sidewalk. And the owner, I will never forget, because I knew the owner of the place. He walked in, because this guy was being obnoxious and an asshole to, like, everybody the whole time. So, like, when he finally passed out, everybody was like, hell yeah, just throw him outside. He runs in the door and bends over and points behind him and goes, he fucking pissed himself! And then the whole bar just gets up and goes outside to laugh at this guy on the sidewalk covered in piss.
That's amazing.
It was so good.
Oh man.
Bruce, are you back? Yes, that sounds like it. Let's go. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, there you are.
Yay!
Oh, you're eating.
That's okay. You can eat. We can do things.
Yeah,
Don't rush me, asshole.
You can eat, asshole, and we can do things.
Oh my god.
Oh, wait a second. It's no worries. I'm not in any rush.
You can go.
All two of my viewers, which I'm pretty sure are just me and you. Yep, it's
8,
Chris.
and I've gotten a few more follows.
Oh, cool. I've got nothing tonight. Like, I've had at the most 3 people viewing. One of those is Nightbot, and one of those is Chris. It's weird. I've gotten, like, no hits at all tonight.
I mean, I still
you're
have
not doing the-
significantly less.
Not doing the joint stream thing, but
Well, Critical Role is tonight. And, okay, maybe it's just a slow night. Because Critical Role only has 15,000 viewers. Last time they had 35,000 when I looked.
It is also getting to the point where, like, Halloween parties are this week.
Oh, okay.
And if you're on college campus, Thursday is the night for Halloween parties.
it's lit.
Thursday's just the night for everything in college campuses.
Yeah.
Friday, part 1. Stupid
Last
college
week during-
kids.
Last week during my trip, I ate an edible and went into a casino. Good times were had by all.
I'll bet, dude. That's how I saw Spider-Man, and even then I didn't love it.
This time next week, I'm going to be drunk in Cali.
Oh, you could be high in Cali.
I can't. I'm, like, partially allergic, and it makes me really violent.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Yeah.
What part of
it's not-
California?
I'm going to be in
Anaheim.
Anaheim.
I went
some
once.
reason-
Well, go ahead, Bruce.
For some reason, my brain attributed her, like, violence to, like, when Jason asked about what part of Cali. So, like, the part of Cali she's going to makes her violent.
The part of Cali I went to made me violently bored as fuck, so I can understand. But I also went for a work thing to a vape convention, so that should tell you about how boring it was.
Yeah, no,
Man.
I'm gonna be fucking hammered for like days, and then I'm gonna be hungover or hammered, I guess, at Disney.
If you just keep drinking, the hangover
end
will
of
never
it.
come.
That's what I said. Boss and Ari were like, we're gonna go on the teacups. And was
I
like,
think her convention's
Hey,
gonna
Melina
be.
B.
I think her convention's gonna be at the same place your vape convention was at, Jason.
No, that was in Ontario.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. All right, we actually have a viewer now, so we gotta play again.
Woo.
All right, so you guys leave the library. So you've got to essentially stay here for the rest of the day until tomorrow. So what's the plan?
Is the inn open?
At this point, it's only been like an hour or so, so probably not yet.
Actually, where is? Nope, never mind. No. Oh. I'm gonna walk over to this hobo. And I would does he have anything out for like coins? Or like hobo? Does he have a hobo bowl?
He has a little bucket and this little crate sitting over here, but that's it.
Are there like coins in it? Is it a coin bucket or like a poop bucket?
As you look into it, there's remnants of something that looks kind of like wet and like chunky. But there's definitely no gold. You don't know what it is. It doesn't smell great though.
All right, I'm gonna toss a couple gold coins down on his sleeping thing.
Okay. He just kind of rolls over and says, "Oh, thank you," and rolls back over and like as he kind of scoops them up with his hand. I'll trust you to remove those from your inventory. I guess I could.
I can do that.
It's just gonna delete all of your gold.
Let's do no.
Here, I got it. Don't worry about it. Just gonna
I'm
take
gonna-
2 gold out, right?
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
Well, let me just take 2.
Yeah, you can. You can split it.
I know, but it's the lowest it'll split is into 6. There you go.
Oh, that's fine. 6 is fine. Did you happen to see a hooded woman pass by here a little bit ago?
Wait, really quick before I answer that. Does Murphy still have that scroll, that resurrection scroll in his inventory? Did I ever give it back?
No, you never gave it back.
All right. I meant to do it in the thing, but I guess I just didn't. He kind of just leans up and looks at you and says, women with a hood?" And he kind of groans for a second and pulls himself up. He squats over the bucket. I'm just kidding. He kind of looks around. Now, I would like to say, just because I really couldn't put 50 NPCs down. Oh, cool. Thanks, Melina. Sorry. I'm really bad about looking at chat. He kind of looks around, but I was going to say is imagine for about every 1 NPC you see out here, it's like 10 people. Because I really just didn't want to drop down like tons and tons of NPCs and make this really confusing to play. So there's a lot of people around for the most part. He kind of looks through and leans back, walks back over to you, says, maybe in the crowd, I don't know. I'm terribly. He coughs a little bit, and he coughs into his hand, and you can see what looks to be like blood and little bits of like viscera. Very obviously, probably what he was barfing into that bucket. And he's, he just kind of starts to look dizzy and lays back down.
Okay. I will
Does not appear to have any information.
Okay. I will just walk away.
Okay.
It's not super useful.
What about everybody else? What are y'all doing? Where are
I'm back over here with the artists and traders. I'm gonna ask the food trader if he knows who that hooded woman was that was sitting in that bench earlier.
He looks towards you and like turns back towards the bench. Oh, the hooded woman, fair skin, her?
Yeah.
I don't know much about her. She's around these parts here and again. Seems like she only started showing up a few weeks ago. I don't think she's a citizen of Isman, but tell me, friend, would you think you might be interested in making a purchase here? I've got spices, I've got fish, anything a growing boy needs, if you know what I mean.
I'll take a look at your wares.
Well, now I gotta make him tradable. Let me take a look at him real quick. Alright. You can try and trade with him. Essentially food and stuff like that. Did you just take something? I like how Rind is supposed to be the thief, and so far you've taken stuff from every place we've got. You put it back, though. I appreciate that. Murphy, where are you? What are you doing?
Since he is talking to the food trader, I am at the gambling table.
Okay, I see you.
Yeah, just watching.
So as you approach, you see a couple of dwarves, an elf, a human, seem to be pretty innocently playing a game. You notice that one of the dwarves, who looks a little less like a citizen and more like a traveling sort of adventurer, he seems very agitated, and as soon as you approach the table, he bangs his fist down and says, "This is bullshit!" And everyone at the table looks kind of awkward and uncomfortable. He looks at you as you walk up and says, "Hi, mate. Can I help you with something?"
I was just fixing to observe a bit, but doesn't appear as though you like company, so...
"Don't play with these fuckers here. Losing all my gold." He looks around. "One of you's cheating, and when I find out who, I'll take your head." They all three kind of just look awkwardly at each other, and the elf woman across from him says, "Perhaps you're just not very good at this game." And immediately you see the blood kind of start to boil on him. Shortly after she says that, an elven guy kind of sitting over off the side saunters over next to the woman and says, "Oh, I gotta have a good voice for him. I gotta do something different. Pitch me an idea. Give me a voice to do."
Tiny Tim.
Cockney.
John Wick.
I've never seen John Wick, sadly. Cockney is like my default for all these characters.
Australian.
Can't do an Australian accent. I can't do that very well. Instead of like an accent, pick like what's a character that I could just emulate.
Winnie the Pooh.
He walks up and says, "Oh bother." No, I'm not gonna do Winnie the Pooh. Give me something.
Batman.
No.
Oh God.
My voice is already hurting from doing Roven. He just walks up and says,
I don't think
"What
so.
did you say to him?" We'll go with Cockney as best I can.
Cockney poo.
She looks up and says, "I said perhaps he's not very good at this game." And the elf guy looks back across the table and says, "You hear that? She thinks you're not very good at this game." The dwarf guy just steps up close to the table and says, "Perhaps I should show you a thing or two about speaking out of turn, miss." Now, Murphy and Elias, I'm not sure your feelings on feminism or how you deal with dudes being shitty to a lady, but they're clearly two dudes ganging up on a lady right now. What do y'all do?
Like, violently, or like what kind of ganging up or which?
They're threatening her. They're threatening
okay.
her.
Can I take this razzle dazzle grenade off my belt and just sort of like place it atop the table and like start thumbing the pin?
You certainly can. Here, let me see if I think I can actually do that.
Oh no.
All right. So you sit down at the table and start kind of thumbing the pin. Now, bear with me for a second because everyone's about to get the fuck up from this table. The elven woman jumps back. The other gentleman jumps back. This dwarven guy jumps back, and they're all like, oh God! And the other dwarf just stands there staring at it. The elf also kind of jumps back a little bit and goes, "What the fuck?" The dwarf looks over to...
a game of chicken!
The dwarf looks over and says, "You think you're pretty funny, do ya?"
No, again, yes, I do.
Elias, what are you doing in this situation? Anything?
I'm kind of eyeballing both of them back and forth, and I kind of look over to one and like angrily glare at him and tell him, "You do know you're talking to a Shelby, right?"
Which one are you telling this to, the dwarf or the elf?
The dwarf.
He turns towards you and says, he kind of looks you up and down and goes, "Huh! 1 second, I'm going to name this guy, this elf guy, we're going to call him Arliss, just because that's the first name I thought of. We're going to call this dwarf guy Reginald." And the dwarf goes, he yells off to the elf guy, You hear this, Arliss? We got a Shelby. The elf turns towards you and says, "You're fucking kidding me! A fucking Shelby and Isman?" And they both kind of. The elf steps a little bit closer, and the dwarf kind of inches up a little bit on you, although I can't physically move him any further. And he says, "You know, a few years ago I did work for a Shelby. Never got paid. I don't suppose you're here to repay that debt now, are you?"
I don't know who you did work for, but it obviously wasn't me. And the Shelby always pays its debts.
Oh no.
I guess you fuck your sister too, don't you? Just kidding. Game of Thrones reference there. So anyone watching who doesn't watch Game of Thrones, I hope that doesn't upset you.
I would think that you should take a couple steps back, sir, before I actually get angry.
Well, he does this just because I think this is fun. 1 second.
I heard that.
I was looking at the dog.
You're stealing shit.
I didn't steal anything.
All right,
It's
fair
like,
enough.
man, look at those spice dogs in there.
I'm trying to find something real quick. All right, so he turns towards you, Murphy, and next to your grenade slams down another grenade. Says, "Well, I've got an idea. Alice, you know what to do?" He says, Yep, 1 second. And kind of takes a few steps back until he's facing you guys. And draws his crossbow. He aims it directly at the grenade sitting on the table and says, and he looks, nice, dude. And he looks back, he's looking at Elias, although Elias seems to be focused on this other guy, and says, "You want to play a game of chicken? How about you pay me anything you've got on you, and Alice won't blow up these grenades here." Oh, shit. 1 second. Hey,
Oh.
you just went for it. Hold on, I gotta set this up.
My God.
Hold on, I gotta set it up. Where are these fucking guys?
I love how all the other people run away.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, yeah, I would too. Oh, look, it's just cowering at the top of the stairs. This bitch.
See the two guys in the corner.
People, yeah, the gamblers.
They're like comfort humping.
I know. Comfort humping. Is that what you do when you're
I don't like conflict.
Oh, God.
Man, he is not taking any damage from that, is he?
At all.
Here, hold on 1 second.
Like, his armor didn't even go down.
Oh, because his armor's fucked up. 1 second. His armor's 148 out of 20.
Yeah, I saw that.
We'll be fine.
Like, he should have got his shit rocked.
Holy shit. Hold on, this is fucked up.
I think it's fine.
Here. Damn it, dude. This is the armor fuck up that happens in this game.
That armor fuck up.
It's all I can do is give him 0 armor or far too much.
0 is fine.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess it'll have to do.
Or you could just give him far too much and we'll figure it out.
What I'll do, because his armor is so low, is I'm gonna boost up his vitality. How come it won't let me do that? I gotta do it by constitution? Fuck. Alright, so I'm gonna do a little bit of damage to him here. What the fuck did I do? think I just
You
killed this
killed him.
fucking guy. God damn it. Just kidding. He's totally fine. Sorry. Sorry. I'll try to fix this. I said there's some shit that's messed up in it. Alright, so I'm gonna knock down some health on him. Music.
Yeah.
Play.
It is.
I'm not hearing it. There we go.
Now.
Okay, cool. No, I totally
There we
missed a
go.
turn. Whatever. Fuck it. It's fine. Yeah, that armor bug's a real pain in the ass. Remember, talk to me a little bit about what you're doing. Just a little bit. I don't need like full step by step. Just tell me some shit.
Bracelet around my wrist.
Wow,
That's-
great description.
Bracelet.
Bracelet.
I forgot what I was doing for a second. I am going to use my dagger to tear a little hole into the air beside me, and I'm going to step through it, and I'm going to come back out through this guy's asshole.
Yikes.
And he also has the
Well,
armor all
back
fucked
door.
up.
Nice.
Now he's 17 out of 17 at least. And then I am going to pick up the grenade.
One second, I'm trying to figure something out here.
I was that guard. I was not mentally prepared for this fight. Oh,
The guard starts twerking.
oh shit! The guard's gonna fight everybody.
Alright, so you grab the thing. As you're fighting, suddenly two guards rush up and immediately draw their weapons. The guard right here behind the fish bucket yells, "Put your weapons down! We don't want any fighting!" But old Reginald doesn't give a shit. Is Reginald armored all fucked up too? No, he looks okay.
Yeah,
Mm.
it was, but it's okay now. He's 17 out of 17. He was like 40 something out of
Okay.
17.
Well, sorry,
it's
it's
fine.
kind of
It's
messed
fine.
up.
I
Oh.
took him down to normal.
Yeah, it's fine.
You're all good.
All right. He looks at you, three, just kind of stunned by your attack, very angry, and raises up his axe and brings it down on the ground in an attempt to knock you down. Seeing it doesn't do anything, he kind of rears up and just charges right behind you, Elias, to catch you from the back and sends you down to your feet.
Just-
Kicked you in the back of the knee.
he also just blinded himself because he triggered my grenade.
I know, which is fucking hilarious.
Reginald's like, "Oh, fuck this. My life's bullshit."
As Alistair,
It says it's Murphy McMalley's turn.
That's
Oh,
because he's controlling
yeah,
it.
he's your sidekick. Gotcha.
I have the power. I guess, summoning all of his clerical might, he is going to beat the shit out of Arliss.
He's going to type a letter.
He's gonna send a word to the
Strongly.
manager.
Strongly worded letter to your manager.
And, is gonna go ahead and encourage everybody in the party, too.
What is he gonna say to do that? What is gonna encourage you right now?
Chris, what was I calling it when we were playing the other day? Like a motivation boner or something?
Motivation boner.
Essentially,
Battle Viagra.
yeah, Battle Viagra is what I was calling it.
Battle Viagra.
I want to get you hard for combat.
It's Taco Tuesday.
I don't fucking. What would you say to encourage somebody mid-fight? Like,
It's Taco
get 'em.
Tuesday.
Get 'em.
No,
I don't
man.
know.
I will say
Look at
that's
a
one.
soccer mom
Dude,
video.
Chris Olsen's really good at rolling that with. He'll say something like, "Leave my friends alone." He does all that kind of shit, man. He really
Leave
excels.
Brittany alone.
Yes, that's what you yell. Awesome. All right, now it's actual Murphy's turn.
Yes.
Murphy Red instead of Murphy Brown.
Wow.
Hey, shut up! I've had a bottle of wine.
And I'm the only one old enough to get that.
Yes.
Pretty much just charging headlong into the elf with the crossbow, because I don't want him to shoot it. And then I'm gonna just go ahead and smack him.
Smack him.
In the cock.
Smack him in the cack.
Knocked him down to smack him back up.
The knight, not the knight, but the city guard. She looks over and you hear this very I don't know, very forceful voice yell out, "I'm telling you now, put your weapons away. I don't want to have to arrest all of you."
They're not putting their weapons away.
Why is Arliss standing? Oh, his
He
turn
hit
already
him after
passed.
he got knocked
Yeah, his
down.
turn already passed. I want to say Arliss leans back and goes, "Go fuck yourself," and she doesn't like that. She hurls her shield at him, and then she charges over, and yeah. And just to be very safe and secure, she kind of whips her hand around in this kind of motion, and you see this like faint blue glow go around her as she boosts up them shields. This guard steps forward a little bit, kind of this huddle here, and says, "Gentlemen, for the last time, put your weapons down."
He's not talking to me.
Y'all say anything? Or, I mean, do you say anything since it's one person controlling both?
I'm knocked down.
Oh yeah, well he's not talking to you because you're on your ass right now.
We can't put our weapons down. They're trying to kill us. Jesus, you're all fucking blind.
Well, he's yelling at all of y'all, not just you two, but Arliss does not seem to be listening, so he raises up his sword and brings it down on the ground, something like a trimmer underneath your feet. And he also casts the same spell on himself to kind of make sure he's protected for the oncoming battle. Why is it the guard's turn again? That's fine. She
The start of a new round.
oh yeah, and I brought them in late.
Yeah.
That's right. So here's what she's gonna do. She tries to reach out and grab the crossbow out of Arliss's hand. So I'm gonna do some rolls here.
Disarm roll.
Yeah, I'm gonna have her roll with her. I don't know if I necessarily want to say finesse. This is a pure strength move to like tear it from his hands. Okay. Now he's gonna make his roll against her, but this will be the strength to keep it. Well, shit. He pulls back as she goes to reach for it and throws an elbow her way, and she is knocked on her ass. She goes, "Bah!" and falls in some blood. She makes the Hank Hill sound. Whoa! All right. So as Reginald stands up, still feeling like shit, holding his head like because of his dumbass studying himself, he takes a pot shot at the woman who attacked him and just swings back wildly and tries to hit you, Ren. And after he does that, being that he feels a little cornered, he's going to try and move away. But you poke him in the back with your pokey sticks. Also known as daggers.
Pokey sticks.
As soon as he turns away, prison trains the shit out of him.
He's blind, it makes sense.
putting the cripple down.
Okay, Kate.
Wow, look at that backstab damage. I wonder how that happens.
What? That was from my thing.
Your ting.
My thing. And then, we're gonna do this. And I'm gonna disappear.
Ooh, nice. A second later, 2 more guards approach. No, they're not just teleporting out of each other's butts. Although they kind of are.
Although they kind of are.
Alright, so the guard yells again, "I'm telling you, I will throw all of you in jail if you don't drop your weapons now." And he's eyeballing everybody, but as he turns, he notices that the elf woman has just completely vanished. What's the response here, gentlefolk?
Appears we have a Mexican standoff. This gentleman won't put his.
What's a
weapon down.
Mexican?
What's a Mexican was my first thought too.
We've got a lizard standoff.
Yeah, we've got a lizard standoff here. He doesn't want to put his weapon down, and I don't feel comfortable enough to put my weapon down because he's trying to kill us.
I'm currently bleeding.
The guard behind him just shouts out, as he kind of runs up, "What is happening here? Who started this? Explain yourselves to me!" As everyone's kind of eyeing each other with their weapons out.
It was the other dwarf.
He shouts out, "Fuck you, you bloody liar! They approached me and tried to steal my gold!"
He has no gold to steal. He lost it all in gambling.
Here, hold up, I'm gonna have... The way you said that was really funny to me. Like, he lost it all gambling! I'm gonna have this dude roll for essentially a lying check. It's gonna be a wits check. Wow, he has no stats whatsoever because I didn't give him anything. That's fine. That's a fairly significant roll. And his wits. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh shit. The guard says, seemingly siding with the dwarf, says, "The 3 of you put your weapons down and let these 2 folk go."
You can find the elven woman that was here. These 2 gentlemen decided it was a good idea to kind of intimidate her because he lost all his gold to her.
We'll interview prospective witnesses once you put your weapons down and you're carefully escorted to jail. This is your final warning. Don't make us kill you.
I'm still bleeding.
Anything there, guys?
Thank you.
I'm so...
I mean, I'm not moving.
All right. Out of frustration, the guard hurls his shields and whacks Murphy and Alistair, and brings up his shield to his chest and prepares himself for the fight. Arliss at this point is staring at the 2 of you and says, "You better do what he says. I'll kill you if you keep coming after me. The guards are on our side, if you hadn't noticed." And he does some shit. He just
some shit.
Yeah, he gets himself kind of hyped up there.
It's coke.
And he waves some
Doesn't
hand
lie.
around and starts to boost him. You see some, like, his skin start to shimmer as some sort of spell comes around him. And he looks at the 3 of you and, actually, he's not going to do that. He looks over to his poor buddy Reginald and waves his hands, and you see, light come down, and you see his wounds kind of start to heal themselves. So at this point, the 3 of you, technically 4, but Rend is at least invisible. There's 2 guys fighting you, Arliss and Reginald, and you now have 4 city guard that are all kind of standing around you, demanding you put your weapons down. Alistair, your turn. What do you do?
Uh,
I have no reason to lie, sir. I'm a decorated war veteran. I fought during the Great Conflict.
As soon as you say that, the dwarf behind you goes, "He's a fucking Shelby!" The guards all kind of, huh? So here's what we're going to do.
God
Because
damn it.
I will say that everyone can't keep rolling to convince them of something else, because that just doesn't make any fucking sense. But we'll give this one last little check here. What I'm going to have you do is Elias is going to roll against Reginald to see essentially who has the best convincing argument. And then at that point, that will kind of decide what the guards believe. So there you go, Elias. This is going to be with your wits. All right, so that's going to give you, let's see. Look at your skills here. You have a point in persuasion, so that'll bump you up to 14. Now... Whew. I wish y'all could see what I see. I guess you probably can if you're looking at the stream. The guard just says, "A Shelby, take him down, boys." I rolled a 20. Sorry.
Of course you did.
I know. It's so fucked up. I had no bonuses and I still rolled a 20. Y'all can tell if I start laughing a lot, that means that shit's getting bad for y'all.
what are we doing?
I don't know, Alistair, you're up.
I have no idea what the hell he would do here.
Well, I mean, I don't know. That's kind of... I would think he would probably not be one to...
You can always delay his turn.
I would think he would probably be one to... essentially, I mean, he's here to figure out information. He doesn't want to go down in a fight with just some thugs, but at the same time, I would think he would definitely defend the honor of that person. Now, as you guys are sitting there trying to decide what's going on, as you're standing there kind of in this heated moment, you notice that hooded woman that you saw sitting on the bench is approached behind the guards. As she approaches, she draws her daggers. She kind of yells out, and to no one in particular, "You're making a mistake here. Let these 4 go."
Listen to the woman.
The guards kind of turn looking towards her. Alistair seemingly kind of aims his crossbow over a little bit, aims it back towards you, and no one seems to know what to do. Before any time has even really passed, the woman steps over behind this guard and just... Oh, fuck me.
Yeah,
I deleted
well, that's
him.
fine.
I deleted him. Hold on.
Well, so did she. She just deleted him.
Here. She immediately just starts like super fast with her daggers, and he just drops dead almost instantly. She just, like in a flash, runs over behind this guy here, and immediately brings those daggers into his back, dropping him down to the ground. At this point, everyone's a little on edge. The guards are kind of looking at each other. Arliss and Reginald seem like, fuck, what have we done? So, Alistair, the tides have changed a bit. What do you do?
I delay my turn.
Fair enough.
What does Murphy do?
Probably
Go
not
into a
delay his
blind
turn.
rage and beat the shit out of this guy. Seeing as more blood is still being spilt and the combat isn't stopping, Murphy just sort of starts losing it and goes...
His
pretty much
barbarian
goes-
side kicks in.
Yeah, he's starting to, like, rage out and everything.
Okay. Ooh, shit. Yeah, he does.
And like within that raging mindset, he just starts like he feels as though he needs to give his group every advantage they can get, so he starts coalescing the winds around them to their aid.
Awesome. All right, so as the winds kind of start to blow, everyone kind of feels this like little bit of a little boost in their step. The hooded woman back here just kind of cries out and almost like a rage, but just definitely like she's ready to go down swinging. Out of nowhere, she just disappears almost, and where am I going here? And just kind of appears in the middle of combat, turns towards the guard right next to her, does like a flip over him, stabbing him in the back. It just goes fucking apeshit on him. In just one turn, or not turn because that's not how real fighting works, but in just one instant, she makes such deft attacks against him that his armor, his clothing has no single bit of damage. She's managed to like slit her blade underneath every little plate of armor, every groove in his clothing. Like every bit of damage she's done has been blade directly on skin, and he is bleeding out terribly and just looks like he's seconds away from falling over. Alistair, you're still up. Sorry, I keep resetting the combat order when I bring people in. I'll change that a little bit on my next turns.
Since originally he would have probably wanted to avoid being arrested by the city guard, there's not much of a choice at this point. Like, 2 guards are dead.
Well, I think it's safe to say that he feels his mission goes above and beyond, like, the laws of man, if you will.
Right, like the petty squabblings of man.
Well, not even so much that, but the deaths of a few don't outweigh the lives of everybody. The lives, not lives. Shut up, wine.
It doesn't matter now. Guards are dead. We're fucked. So.
And in that
You're
case,
already on the ship.
You just start swinging.
The hooded woman takes one last slash at the guard, sending him to the ground. Elias is up.
Seeing that the archers kind of engaged, I kind of turn around and fire off a shot at old Reginald.
Okay. Like a point-blank headshot.
Yeah.
Nice. Oof. Reginald stands up, like dizzy, and just oh, it's not Reginald's turn, it's Ren's turn. I was like, why can't I see Ren? Because you're invisible.
Mm-hmm.
And now she can steal everything.
That's true. At this point, you pretty much could.
The deck of cards is hers.
I'm debating. Hold on. Let's see.
The little instrumental strains remind me of a Metallica song. Not what's playing right now, but what was just playing a second ago.
Gotcha. Thanks, Melina. Thanks for stepping by to watch. Sleep tight. Even though you're invisible, still narrate what you're doing for us. Because right now, on my stream, you're just not there.
Oh, I haven't done anything yet.
Okay.
That would be why.
I guess I could just switch to Game Master mode. There, I can see you. Oh, they added a cool little thing to Game Master Mode during combat. I can hover. It shows at the very bottom who's fighting, what stats they have, all that shit. It's kind of.
Will you... Jason, I want you to make a roll for me.
Okay. What do you want to do?
Just tell me if it's above or below 10.
On a d20?
Yep.
Is above good or bad? is 10 or less
Okay.
negative, or is 11 plus positive?
I mean, the 11 plus would have... I mean, it's not necessarily positive or negative. It's really just how I'm going
Okay.
to go about this.
It's a 4.
Yeah. I am going to seem like I'm just fucking out. Nobody can see me anyway.
Yeah. You just taking off? Okay, awesome.
Good thing I gave it that extra movement, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
She just fucking booked it.
At this point, Arliss looks over and sees that Reginald's not doing so hot. He's surrounded by you. Elias is not too far away. He doesn't know where the elf went, and the hooded woman just took down a guard with, like, almost no effort. And knowing he's going to take a beating in the trip, he takes off running.
And gets a what for while he does it.
Yeah. He's like, "Sorry, Reginald! Don't take it personal!" And just starts running. As he's running through the town, all the townspeople are starting to run away. This one guy didn't know what to do. He followed after him and then was like, "Oh god, you're a bad guy," and then took off.
Alistair, seeing the elf man starting to run away, gives chase.
You're going after him? Alistair is?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
Just enough so where,
Little
like,
bit.
he can get in sight, kind of. Nope, that's not gonna reach him. Fuck. Alright, he's just hauling ass after him. No
Okay.
witnesses.
Alright. Except for all the townspeople watching you chase him.
No witnesses.
Damn it.
Can't see you. Sorry.
I know.
And then Murphy,
I mean, it's just...
still raging out, sees his guard get up in front of him. That looks like a good target. Damn. That's a lot.
As you make that thrash against the guard, the hooded woman calls out to you and says, "Dwarf, leave her alive. I can get us out of this."
I mean, he's not really listening. He's
Okay.
just sort of like...
Gotcha.
It's like a dog.
Right.
She
All of a sudden, George shows up.
She holds out her hand, and this just like obscene burst of energy bursts out of it, and hits Reginald and brings him like a burning mess to the ground. The Elias, since you were kind of there to see this, you've seen magic of all kinds in your travels, and again, most people have it, but the force of that blast was something you've never seen before, to the point where it just burned him to a crisp in an instant. As the guard is standing there before you, Murphy, the hooded woman runs over and sticking her weapons into her pouch, or into the little sleeves of her,
Sheaths.
yeah, there you go, her sheaths. She
What?
what? Stand there. I'm trying to move. Oh, it's because there's not electricity. That's why. But she reaches forward and grabs the woman by her shoulders and leans in very close. And as she does that, you see electricity kind of rippling from her fingertips as she grabs this woman. To her whole body is kind of just quaking, and the woman looks her just dead in the eyes and says, "We helped you. The elf and the dwarf were causing trouble. We came in, or we stepped in. We helped. Other soldiers died in the crossfire. You understand this?" And she just looks back at her, kind of this dumbfounded face. The electricity's still kind of pulsing around her, and says, "Yes, I do." And the woman walks back over to the two of you and says, "When the guards come, they'll take you in for questioning. Let them take you to prison. I'll meet you there." And she takes off running, and as she's running, just vanishes right around the corner.
Alright. Well, since
Now, really quick, before we do anything, because Arliss is still in play here, I needed to end this for 1 second. Let me All right, so you guys are still dealing with him.
No, I was in biz.
Here, hold on. I can change that back. I need to do one thing real quick again. I'm sorry. Guys, don't mind me. I'm about to deactivate you because you're not close to this combat. I'm gonna say that this is effectively going on at the same time. So y'all are not gonna be a part of this little bit here. Why can't I select you? Here, you were invisible.
I was.
Here, I'll change back to that.
Yay.
All right. So you guys are still duking this fight out while the hooded woman did all the electricity shenanigans with Murphy and Elias. So, Alistair, you've caught up to Arliss, and you don't want to let him go, so what are you going to do?
Well, I mean, first off, when a shield bash, of course, because I mean it's a shield.
Yep.
And
Thanks for bashing.
Yeah. Which is quickly followed up by a swift hammer strike to the side.
What is that whistling?
Sorry, it's me. I'm trying to keep it quiet. Being in a panic, he just opens fire at you. Seeing that you missed that first attack, he just takes off running again. His concern right now is survival. He wants to get out of here. And he says he can sense something nearby, but he doesn't know what.
I am going to run up to the guards at the door from before, and I'm going to unstealth, which I can't do.
Here, I can. Hold on. Eee.
And I'm going to tell them the guards have been attacked down there. There's dead. We were attacked. And I'm going to point the direction that I came from.
Okay.
And then I'm going to cower behind this tree for a moment, like I'm scared.
Okay. Alright. I'm still showing your turn, so are you just gonna, like, chill there and stop?
Yes.
Okay. Guard rushes over. You stop this guy. And, boosts himself up with some, extra magical shield, not sure what he's dealing with here. This other guard, seeing that there's a little bit of a fight breaking out, she steps forward a little bit, and she stays fast at the door. Oh my god, I just involved every guard in the city in this fight. Shit. I'll say you alerted them real good.
He started screaming.
This guard here charges over and gives Arliss a good whack. Then decides to bring him down to the ground. Now this guard does more of the same. Decides to hurl her shield. Oh, I can't. Yeah, charges over, and seeing that he's knocked out, essentially is going to try and like bind him. And because he's knocked on the ground, manages to do so, and all is right in the world. Now let me do something real quick. This guard grabs this partially knocked out Arliss by the arm and starts marching him up these steps. We're gonna say that this he's got him and he's just starting to head up these steps. Now, really quick, let me go back and activate the others. Oop, nope, don't do that. Nope, stop it. I'm trying to click on yawn instead. I'm making the guy walk across the room. All right.
Still raging out. Nothing to attack. I'm now rage looting.
You're rage looting. I like it.
I can't sheath my weapons.
That happens sometimes.
And the first thing I go for is Reginald's body.
Okay. So, pretty sure he doesn't have anything if memory serves.
He had 2 poison grenades.
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, I gave him those. But he also had some gold on him. Let's get a roll to see how much.
Can I just jack his axe?
Yeah, but I don't... The thing is, it's not an actual weapon. It's just what he starts default with, so I don't have an axe to pull out. But I can generate one real quick.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's a two-handed.
Right, we can just say that Murphy's using that as his primary for now.
Okay.
Since he can't just stuff that into a bag, you know?
Sure. So... I keep clicking the wrong fucking thing. Item generator. There we go. Two-handed axe. Alright. Added to your inventory. Now, as Elias and Murphy are standing over there, because I don't want to have to drag a billion fucking guards, I'm just going... You know what? I'm going to do this. As you guys are standing there doing your business... Okay, I realize now the problem with making some of these guards wander around, which is a script I made so that they would walk and it felt like the city was being lived in. But now I can't make them stand still. So... Some more of the city guards show up, and amidst all the hoopla, and they approach, seemingly very concerned about what's just transpired here. There's 3 dead guards, a dead, burnt to a crisp guy, and they just hauled off some other gentlemen in the street. Standing behind them appears to be probably one of the city's elite guards, a big motherfucker with a bunch of armor, and now, Rend and Alistair, similar situation. Guards are just starting to come out of the woodwork, kind of starting to build up around you, knowing that you were part of this fight here.
Wow,
Yeah,
how did they know I was part of the fight?
That might be a significant question. Fair enough.
Because you're an elf and you're black.
That's true. They just pick on you anyway. Alright, so you, Alright, so you're okay. No one seems to notice you because you're kind of hiding around, but Alistair and everyone else, the guards approach. One of the guards looks around and they're all just kind of stunned, and this elite guard steps forward to the crowd, beginning to approach Elias and Murphy. Before he takes too many steps, this female guard that the hooded woman was talking to kind of snaps to her, runs over and says, "No, these men helped. The elf and that dwarf were starting a fight. They were threatening citizens." Or she seems like she's like, spouting off something she knows, but the more she says, it seems like she's unsure of what she's even saying. You can tell that whatever the hooded woman did had some sort of effect on her. She's like, no, take them in for questioning. We need more information, but they didn't do anything wrong. They're okay. They helped us stop them. Without their help, these men would have killed me as well. The guards kind of reconvene and look towards each other. And I'm going to say there's a couple in between that relay the information back towards where Alistair is. And the general consensus seems that they're willing to take you in to speak to the guard captain. But that's all that's going to happen right now. Otherwise, you're going to have to put up with them.
Roger.
Going to go along with this shenanigans?
Yeah.
All right, so they take you and begin to escort you off to the barracks. Now, Rend, you are not, they're ignoring you. They don't know that you're a part of it. As far as this one lone guard still guarding this doorway knows, you just showed up to let them know what was happening. What are you doing while you look and see your friends being carted away?
It's it's just this one guard here. Son of a bitch. I'm gonna ask the guard. Actually, no. I'm just gonna watch what happens from afar and probably casually attempt to follow.
Following will not be too hard because
Yeah, I'm just playing with the stuff.
I'm going to split. Here's what's going to they're marched up the steps directly above. And dog sitting at the door. I don't know why that dog is there. Guard bear. Are you trying to casually walk in behind guards escorting the party?
I mean, I'm not gonna walk all the way in there. Like, I'm not gonna just like. I would use my judgment whether it looked like I would be able to sneak in or if I should stay out. I can't see the area that you're talking about, so.
Well,
oh, now I can. Okay.
As you watch, there is guards coming out of this, casually walking in. I'll say. Friends escorted in by kind of peer doorway opening like a foyer where the guards speaking with citizens might be able to wander in, might look suspicious behind your party. Healthy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go in yet then.
Get you. Party up and.
Oh, I mean, I can if you would like me to. I can.
No, it's totally fine. Now that I know
actually,
I can deactivate.
I was gonna say if it makes it easier, I'm gonna walk in and walk up to if there's a guard at a desk somewhere or something like that.
Yeah, that's doable. All right, we're gonna start with that. I did this
because it's like a police station kind of area, right? Like it's their actual. Okay, yeah, I'll just walk in and say I need to speak to somebody.
Deactivate. march toward. Essentially deactivating you. I don't know if you're. When I've activated you guys. Oops, sorry. Can y'all hear me?
I
Hello?
can hear you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I had my microphone way up by my ear instead of in front of my mouth. So whenever I've deactivated you guys, oh, sorry. Yeah, man, someone was saying they can't hear. I apologize. I had the mic all jacked up. What I was asking y'all is when I deactivate you, and I've done it a couple of times, does anything change on your screen or you just can't do anything?
I just can't do anything.
Okay. That's what I wanted. Sorry, Dewey Fam 1994, I had my mic jacked up. Alright. Problem with wine is I made a lot of technical errors. Alright, so as you walk into this little foyer area, you see two guards sitting behind a desk speaking to a dwarf gentleman. There's a guard kind of waiting in between them in a doorway. And you see a few citizens sitting around this little foyer, this lobby, and there's a few speaking to a guard in the corner. What do you do, Rind?
I'm gonna walk up to the desk.
Okay.
And is this guy at the desk? Am I behind him? Is there a line?
Well, as you walk up, you hear him talking, and he's saying, I don't care what the guards are doing. I'm tired of my home being broken into. Do you know how many priceless heirlooms I've had stolen? And while he's saying this, the two guards trying to say, Sir, we understand what you're telling us. We've got all of our best people out looking. We're doing what we can do, but you have to be patient, sir. And he just keeps going, Patient? I've been patient. This god it's a joke. It's a goddamn joke what it is. And before they can kind of correct him, he just mumbles and wanders back off and goes and has a seat in the corner. Alright, so as you approach, one of the guards says, Yes, ma'am, please put your daggers away. Just kidding, I know you can't.
No, okay.
She says, what can we do for you, ma'am?
There were some men that you walked in here, and I believe one of them took the scroll from my library.
Oh, she looks towards the other woman. Just now being escorted in, they were part of the fight in the streets.
Yes, and I believe one of them checked out a scroll, and it is due today, and I am here to collect it. I need that scroll back.
The woman says, please have a seat. Once they get checked in, once we know what we're dealing with, their belongings will be collected and will return to you what is yours. I will promise you that.
Can I hear her?
No, you guys are not in the room. You've already been escorted through this doorway over here.
And how long will
essentially
that be?
What I did was I just kind of brushed past what happened to y'all to jump to hers, because y'all's is going to take a little bit long. She says, ma'am, as you may have noticed, the streets are busy today. Lots of travelers, lots of traders. We're dealing with all sorts of funny business today, and I can't guarantee a time, but as soon as we're done interrogating them, I promise we'll return to you what belongs to you. Now, please have a seat.
Okay, can I roll to try to check the lock on the door? I'm gonna walk over to it and like read the plaque too or I'm just gonna walk right the fuck through. That's
As
fine.
you walk over to the door, this guard says, ma'am, please have a seat. You will be spoken to in the order you've come in.
Okay.
He turns and kind of looks. As you walk away, this woman here wanders up to the front desk and a conversation begins there. All right, now let's do this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to activate, deactivate everybody else, and then we're going to jump ahead to where you guys went. First, I'm going to save. I haven't done that in a little while.
Yeah, that's probably important.
Oh. Second. Alright, so now let's do this. Sorry, guys. I'm noticing this is another level that I made though. How y'all like that prison, that jail?
Oh man.
Nobody can see it because we're paused.
I know. All right.
Oh, look at
Now,
all that pie.
Pie.
On the table. There's pie on the table.
um, sorry, I'm trying stuff. Okay. So, as you were escorted down here, the guards, like not being sarcastic, did politely explain to you they'd be keeping you in holding until someone could speak to you, because you were part of a fight that resulted in 3 dead guards and a dead citizen that they needed to pretty much take extra precautions. So you've been put into this small little cell here, and sadly your weapons were taken from you until, you know, they determine you're not a threat. To the cell next to you seems to be some stray dogs in there that are just nipping at the gate. You know, not growling, not being too aggressive, but you can tell that these are like mangy dogs. In the cell over there looks to be an older man in there, and there's someone in the furthest cell all the way over, although you're really unable to make out any really significant details. In front of you sits a table with some of the guards, appearing to be, this looks kind of like maybe they're on a break right now. They've decided to sit and eat some food, and they're kind of just laughing and joking over one another. From the cell a few things down that has the old man in it. One second, let me. Okay. The guy the couple cells down is kind of just clanking a cup on the bars, going, "You old fucking assholes, let me out of here! There's no, that woman was lying. I didn't pick her pockets. I was putting gold in her pocket. She looked poor." He sounds hammered, like just completely wasted. The guards seem to be mostly ignoring him. They'll occasionally cast a glance his way. All right, what do you guys do?
I kind of say, I'm pretty sure the guard said we didn't do anything.
One of the guards looks over and says, "I saw the bodies outside. You may not have done something, but somebody did, and right now you're all we've got. The guard captain will speak to you when she's free. Just be patient. Sit." Anybody? Anything?
There's nowhere to sit.
One of the female guard yells out, "There's the floor, isn't it?" And then all the guards kind of laughing amongst one another. The guy a few things down who was just yelling was like, "I got a seat, I got a bucket, I got a cup. You're supposed to drink from the cup and piss in the bucket, but I've forgotten which one's which on more than one occasion." So you guys just sitting there, not having any conversation, not doing nothing?
Yeah, I guess.
Just waiting it out, huh?
Yeah, I'm like, there's not much we can do.
Okay.
I mean, I started like singing obnoxiously.
Okay.
Oh, George, how I miss you so. Just like fucking up all of them.
This guard in particular just slams his cup down, seemingly having enough of what you're doing. Walks over and goes, I've got to listen to this fuck yell and scream like a drunken asshole. I can't get a word out of the asshole in the other cell. I got 2 snarling dogs here, and I gotta listen to your dumbass sing songs in the worst keys imaginable. You mind keeping it quiet for a bit?
No problem.
Are you being sarcastic? Or are you just accepting he doesn't want to hear you sing?
Well, I just told him no problem. I have no intention of keeping that.
Alright. He walks over, and he's about to walk over and have a seat. And like a second later, you hear a voice. Not the guy who was yelling and drunkenly, but a woman's voice, and she kind of quietly calls out from the furthest cell. Second. As you kind of glance down, you can see that there's a figure standing at the doorway now, where it seemed like they were laying on the ground before, and a voice just kind of calls out, "Oh, I'll speak if you want me to. You're just not asking the right questions." The guards all stop eating, like mouth still full of food, and kind of look around at each other. And the guy who's already standing goes, "Well, I guess she can talk." And they all kind of chuckle a little bit. And he kind of starts to make his way over to the gate.
I start singing again.
Okay. As he passes the guy in the cell here, he sort of reaches through them, kind of grabbing at him, swinging his cup. He's like, "Let me out of here! I didn't do nothing wrong!" And he just kind of keeps scrolling past. He gets over to the gate and ready to talk to her. Now, you're singing your song again.
Yes, but it's a different song.
Okay. Just as loud, just as obnoxious?
Yes.
Oh, hey, we got a question here on the stream. Hey, Lord Stormbow, this is a Divinity Original Sin 2. It has a Game Master mode, and we're using it to play D&D. It's pretty slick. Got lots of bugs, but it's pretty slick. Alright, so as you're singing your little, your show tune over there, Murphy, this guard gets up and walks over to you, seemingly on edge. They all seem to be a little on edge after the woman spoke. She goes, shut up, shut your fucking mouth, you dwarf!"
My cat divorced me. You have no idea what sort of trauma I've gone through.
So the two of you seem to have a little bit of an argument here for a second. Or at least a heated conversation. This guard stands up and makes his way over and kind of backing up this guy, as this guard, just looking kind of overwhelmed by what's going on, is just kind of standing off in the background here, while there seems to be some sort of conversation happening at the cell at the end down there. Now, if you'll excuse me for a second. Need to jump back to
I think I just got all of us killed.
That's what you think. Oh, there may not be that bad of a chat delay, Lord Stormbow. I just never look at the chat window, so I probably just didn't look at it for like 10 minutes after you asked. I'm really bad about it, especially since we haven't had many viewers tonight. I haven't had to, so sorry about that. I'll pay more attention to it. I going?
If you watch the dual stream, I'm normally pretty good at keeping an eye on chat. And I can let them know when you have questions.
Oh, cool. Yeah, watch the dual stream. I think I've got it under this control thing here. Nope, didn't do anything. It is, what's the link?
Someone
Someone want to posted in my chat there. Here, hold up. I should have something. Oh, you know what? No, it's not that. I forgot I made this thing too. Are none of my Nightbot chats working? There we go. I should have just done that earlier when you asked, Lord Stormbow. It's fun to say, by the way. Let me look and see what my command was. I can get people to... It is...
Linked it in Discord.
Oh, cool. I have it as split. So... There. With that, you can watch my stream and Whiff's stream. She's playing the character Rend. Backwards again. Oh, this is tricky as shit. Trying to activate and deactivate everybody all the time. Alright. So back in the kind of the foyer of the barracks here, a few people have come and gone. Some other people are still there waiting. Trying to shift some things around a little bit here. And as you're just kind of hanging out waiting, over wherever you are just kind of reading this stuff here.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of this stuff is like wanted signs. Nothing really stands out in particular, but it kind of corroborates the story that the dwarf was saying, is that someone is apparently, like, the city's looking for thieves. They don't really have any clear descriptions of them, but essentially shady characters is what the sign says. Nothing in particular that stands out to you. In a city this size, shady characters can mean just about damn near anyone. As you're reading that sign, you hear like a little whisper coming from the doorway. As you turn back to look, you see the hooded woman standing there, kind of sticking her head in the door. As you look towards her, she just kind of nods towards you to come her direction.
I could do that.
As you kind of get over to her, she says, "Follow me. I know how to get your friends out." And she turns and disappears through the door.
I can do that too.
All right.
I'm gonna look at her butt.
It's a sight to see.
I'm gonna touch it.
Wait a minute, you gotta roll for that. You're actually there. Why is that fucking dog just sitting there looking at the door?
It's doing its best.
Here, 1 second. Alright. So as you guys step outside, this dog is seriously just sitting here chilling. I
He's
love
so
him.
excited.
He wants to go in and play with all the guards. She kind of steps into the shadows kind of here with you and says, "You know the door, the street, the guards watching?
Yes.
Follow my lead." She kind of starts a hurried walk, but not quite running.
I'm gonna pretend to stumble down one of the steps, and I'm gonna grab her butt.
Are you legitimately going to do this?
Yeah.
She just brushes your hand off, like, just ignoring. She didn't give a shit. She kind of looks back at you and just motions for you to kind of follow her lead. She walks up to the guard and says, I'm really sorry to bother you. And just immediately, you see this turn in personality. Long gone is this kind of shady, scary, shadowy figure, and instead this like very like innocent sounding, like helpless person kind of pops in out of nowhere. The guard steps forward and is like, "What seems to be the matter? I'm guarding this, and I really can't speak to you right now." She was like, the guards that died earlier, one of them was, I hate to be the one to tell you this, and it was, she kind of keeps hesitating, and the woman says, "Oh my gosh, was it Gareth? Please tell me it wasn't Gareth." And as soon as she says this, the hooded woman kind of looks towards you with a little bit of a wink there, Rend, like she was goading an answer out of her, and she kind of looks at you, motioning for you to chime in, and says, "It was him. This woman here saw it all happen, and her and Gareth knew each other, and we're We're so sorry, but we had to come tell you. And she kind of looks at you, Ren, waiting you for to jump in and comment.
I'm not gonna comment. I'm just gonna solemnly nod.
The woman, the guard, kind of puts her head in her hands and says, "Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! What am I gonna do? She's like, I need to see for myself. I've got to go talk to the guard. I gotta go talk to the captain. I have to know." And just takes off running. And before you, the door is wide open.
Hell yeah.
The hooded woman kind of looks around, kind of surveying the area. Seeing that there's no guard, she steps forward a little bit, kind of jams her dagger, which as she pulls it out, you notice these are like the thinnest blades you've ever seen. Like not quite paper thin, but like to the point where it doesn't look like this is a normal weapon. There's something weird about this weapon here. But she slides it in and kind of twists it a little bit, and you hear a little bit of a snap, and you both sneak into the doorway. Where am I? All right. As you step into the room and kind of slip the door closed behind you, it appears you're in some sort of storage room. There's some weapon racks, some barrels. You can smell what appears to be like something yeasty, probably like bread or like, dough and things like that. Tools, all sorts of stuff. But as you look kind of at the weapons, it looks like the weapons and armor are very likely something like probably essentially storage for the guard barracks. The woman kind of steps in quietly for a moment, stands very still and kind of peers around the room, says, "I think we're clear." And she kind of steps towards you and goes, "I have questions for you."
Yes.
The ruins, what did you find there? I know you found something. You wouldn't have spoken to the librarian otherwise.
I'm the librarian.
Owning the deed does not make you the librarian. What did you fucking find? I need to know.
Why do you need to know?
She keeps hesitating, not quite stumbling over her words, but unsure of how to answer you. I need to know because I just need to know, okay? I need to make sure that what I've believed my whole life was not a fucking lie. And if you did find something, I might be able to help you. We might be able to stop this before it happens, but I need to know. Please tell me what you find. You can sense like a little bit of desperation in her voice from her going from this just hardcore badass murdering machine to almost a little bit of vulnerability. You can tell that whatever she's talking about, this is something personal to her.
Well, then I might be able to help you with that, but not here.
All right. I'll help you get your friends out, but once they're free, we need to talk. You promise me this. We'll talk. You'll tell me what you know, and I'll tell you what I know.
We'll talk.
She pulls her dagger and kind of, not putting it to your throat, but kind of points it at you and says, "Listen, I don't want to kill you. You don't want to fight me. Promise me we'll have an honest discussion and you'll tell me what you've learned when this is all said and done, or you and your friends can go fuck yourselves."
Well, I've never had one of those in my life, so you'll probably want to talk to the guys, but they're not going to talk to you in here either.
Ooh, let's get a roll here. This is a very important roll. Man, what shit. I know it's weird being the DM sometimes because I know so many things that y'all don't, and it's just, this is going to be a roll. We're going to use your wits.
I'm going to re-roll.
Yeah, you might want to. All right, so this is gonna be your new one. This is your Well, you don't have luck, do you?
No, but I have my extra one.
But that's
I thought
only
you said we all had one.
that's with Lucky Charm.
Oh, well, then I rolled a 1.
Um,
I thought the advantage thing we could use.
yeah, but that's with Lucky Roll. Those putting points in Lucky Roll gives you bonuses, and that bonus is what allows you to have an advantage roll.
So what's the custom stat advantage?
What do you mean? Oh, well, if you have 1 to 3 points in Lucky Charm, you get 1 advantage roll per session. If you have 4 to 6 points, you get 2 per session, etc.
Oh, okay. Because under my custom stats, I have 1 advantage.
You know what? I think when we did that, I thought that you had Lucky Charm.
Oh, then I rolled a 1.
Well, you know what? Just because I want to see where this goes. Your thing says you have 1 advantage. I'm going to give you 1 advantage. All right. Do better this time.
I didn't do a whole lot better.
You didn't do a whole lot better. So I'm going to make a roll for this character. Let's see. And this will be her intelligence versus your wits. You essentially trying to convince her and her falling for it. And you rolled a what? You rolled a 9.
A 9.
Is she a disadvantage because it's sort of hard to see Rind?
Why is it hard to see her? Oh, Jesus Christ, no. All right, I'm making the roll. It's got to be lower than a 9 for you to convince her. Oh my God.
What did she roll, a 20?
She looks towards you and says, "Fine, let's get your friends out of here."
What the
And
fuck did you roll?
a 2. All right, and she runs towards this little curtained, is that how you say that? An area with a curtain on it. Curtained, thank you. And she rips it back, and you see there's a little, like the door, it's like a partial door that looks like it was boarded up, but there's a crack leading through into like a little bit of a hallway. So now let's do something. What time is it here? It's 11:50. This next part is probably going to take a little bit. So I don't know if you guys want to end it here and save it for a couple of weeks when we're back on, or if everyone's willing to go, I don't know, maybe another like 30 minutes or so.
That is up to Bruce.
What's up? Bruce, Chris, what do y'all think?
Oh, it's whatever.
You good with it? Bruce, you good with it? I know you got an early day.
I have to go to bed.
That's fine. We'll end it here. This is a perfect place to start next time, especially if Chris is back with us.
Those nobody in that guardhouse is getting a wink of sleep.
That's true. All right, cool. Well, I guess we'll end it here. Everyone who's watching, thanks for jumping in at the end. You can go on our YouTube page, which is linked down below, and watch the first episode. This is only the second one. I'll have this uploaded to YouTube in its entirety, probably tonight or tomorrow. And we try to play every Thursdays, about 8 or 9 start time, Central Time. I think next week we might not play because Wisp, who plays Rind, is going to be out of town. So hopefully we'll pick it up after that. If it's a possibility, I don't know if we can pull it off, what everyone's schedule's like. We might be able to try an earlier stream earlier in the week for next week.
I could do that.
Like Wednesday night, maybe? Chris, Bruce, Wisp?
I can't do Wednesday. I have to be at the airport at 4 o'clock in the morning on Thursday.
Maybe Monday?
Don't get home till like 9. I could do Monday evening.
Bruce, Chris, do you think I could do a Monday night game for next week's session?
I probably could, yeah.
Bruce?
I do not know.
Okay. Well, hey guys, follow me on Twitter, and I will tweet when we're playing again next, or just follow our channel here and check when we go live. But either way, we'll hopefully be back next week to continue, and our other friend Chris will join us to play his character, Alistair, and otherwise we'll be back in 2 weeks. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you had fun. Thanks everybody for playing, for Wisp, Bruce, and Chris. This was pretty fun. A lot more complicated on the GM side than our game normally, or at least it was last time. I'm finding that with my custom levels, I didn't design them for easy access in and out of when the party splits up, but that's okay. But that's it. Thanks, guys. I'm going to shut the stream down right now.